I have said a few times now, Joe Biden must get another major piece of legislation done this calendar year, 2021, or it's going to be a really tough uphill battle in the midterms. The midterms are not a foregone conclusion. Traditionally, almost always, when a party takes a White House in an election year, 2 years later in the first midterm, they don't do well in the midterms. That's typically the way it goes in most cases. I don't believe that it is necessarily going to go that way in 2022, but it could. And Joe Biden needs a major legislative accomplishment. Fortunately for America, there has been major progress on the infrastructure bill that Democrats have been trying to figure out how on earth can we move forward on this with Republicans. This is great news for the country. It's good news for Democrats, but it's apparently disastrous news for the former president, Donald Trump, who has blown a gasket over this, attacking Republicans. Now, mind you, so far, all that's happened is that late last week, Republicans in the Senate went along with starting to debate the infrastructure bill. They've not even voted on the package yet. OK, they're just starting the process right now. That alone has Donald Trump absolutely losing it. Trump putting out a statement, quote, under the weak leadership of Mitch McConnell, Senate Republicans continue to lose. He lost Arizona. He lost Georgia. Weird. I don't remember Mitch McConnell being on the ballot there. He ignored election fraud and he doesn't fight. Now he's giving Democrats everything they want and getting nothing in return. No deal is better than a bad deal. Fight for America, not for special interests and radical Democrats. Rhinos are ruining America right alongside communist Democrats. I don't know if there's anything that's accurate in that. It has real old man yelling at a cloud energy to it, if you notice. But think through the things he's saying there. First of all, how is it that Mitch McConnell lost Arizona and Georgia? It was Trump who lost Arizona and Georgia. He was the candidate. Mitch McConnell was on the ballot in Kentucky only, where he won. Now, maybe Trump is referring to Mitch McConnell's poor leadership led to Republican senators losing in Arizona and in Georgia. I believe Trump is more responsible than Mitch McConnell for those losses as well. Makes absolutely no sense. And by the way, when Donald Trump spent several years insulting the late Senator John McCain, who was very popular in Arizona, did that help or hurt Trump in Arizona? But it was somehow Mitch McConnell's fault. Trump barely won in 2016, eked it out, just barely winning in a few states, lost the popular vote, insulted key people in key states, failed on COVID, alienated nearly half the country, and he thinks it couldn't be his fault that he and his Republican colleagues lost in Arizona and Georgia. And if they did, it's someone else's fault for sure. Like, it's really, really a complete inability to take responsibility for anything. Now, there's a ton of words in Trump's statement about this, but it can be translated in this way. I'm really mad that Republicans are going to go along and give Joe Biden an accomplishment because it makes me look bad because I couldn't get infrastructure done. That's the translation of what Trump is saying. And it's not even just that. Trump has been pushing Republicans to reject the deal and not work with Democrats. And Republicans, at least for now, are signaling we'll do it or we might do it. It depends on how the debate actually goes over the bill. And for all the slamming Liz Cheney and others as being rhinos, Republicans in name only, those Republicans seem much more on the same page with each other than with Trump on almost every issue. It's wild how Trump, as the outlier, gets to call the others Republicans in name only. So the real story here is Trump fails to see his own involvement in the total loss of power that Republicans have experienced. The buck never seems to stop with Trump when it's not convenient. Under Trump, Republicans lost the House in 2018. They lost the Senate in 2020. They lost the White House in 2020. But Mitch McConnell is responsible for the states Trump lost, and Trump actually won anyway. Now back to infrastructure. I really hope that a bill gets done. Trump is furious because the Senate reaching an infrastructure deal under Biden rather than under Trump, which is something he promised to do, makes him look bad. And that's true. It makes him look bad. And that's all that this is. Donald Trump's preference. How is this patriotic? Trump's preference is for American infrastructure to crumble for 4 more years if it means he can get reelected and then sign an infrastructure bill in 2025. He would rather infrastructure crumble for 4 years than for Joe Biden to get a bill done. That's not patriotic. That's just about Donald Trump. And it's a reminder that he knows deep down he's not a winner. He wanted a big bipartisan agreement. Biden's the one who's maybe going to get it done instead. Trump was feckless during his presidency, and he's now furious. Bottom line, the country needs the infrastructure deal. It would be good for the country in and of itself as improvements to infrastructure. It would be good economically. And it would be good if you want to make a political analysis. Joe Biden needs another major accomplishment in 21. Let's see how the debate goes. Let's see whether the bill gets done and how quickly it happens. My sense is, particularly with the congressional break coming up, we're probably looking at September, October. But the fact that they're starting to debate is a very good thing. Make sure you're following us on Facebook at facebook.com/David Pakman Show. We'll have more on this story there. One of our sponsors is CuriosityStream, the subscription streaming service that offers thousands of documentaries from the world's best filmmakers. So yes, there are some documentaries on Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, but none of those streaming services give you anything close to the selection of what you get on CuriosityStream. They have all the newest and most critically acclaimed documentary titles. I'm always finding amazing stuff that I can't find anywhere else. I just actually watched Engineering the Future, and just super interesting about we really may be on the precipice here of a total paradigm shift in terms of what human engineering can do. And they're always adding new stuff on CuriosityStream. They have documentaries on every topic imaginable I can watch on every device I own. And the best part is that when you go to curiositystream.com/Pacman, my audience gets 25% off. That makes it $15 for the entire year. That is not a lot of money for the amount of enjoyment that I know you will get from CuriosityStream. And the link is right underneath this video.